Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, everyone.
Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes. From a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam, he's the YouTube king of the widest streams. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. Hot tub bubbling under starlit skies, he's calling out the haters with truth in his lines. Talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none.
Hey, everyone.
Lake house vibes where the mountains meet the stream.
Thanks for joining me
He's dodging all the
today.
trolls like a champion dream. From Alberta's heart, he's
You got here
lighting up
just
the
in
night.
time.
Tommy Temper's truth is his guiding light. With a wink and a grin, he's taking on the fight, spilling all the tea in the YouTube live. From the hot tub to the Rockies, he's living it free. Tommy Temper's the streamer we all wanna see. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none.
Good to see
So
everyone.
raise a glass to
Good morning.
Tommy, the legend of the land.
Good afternoon.
From Alberta's lake house.
Good evening, wherever you might be in the world. You know, you could be tuning in from Africa, the Middle East, the UK, Australia, who knows where, the United States, the East Coast, the West Coast, the North Pole, the South Pole. We don't care where you're coming in from. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a good day here today. Hey, everyone is piling in there. I see everyone popping in there. Oh, we got Ayatollah, Dash, and Grandma. Man, just a ton of people popping in there. Good to see all of my friends in there. And if you're just new to the stream, give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe or a follow or whatever, wherever you're following from. Do appreciate everyone that's watching. And yeah, if you're a mod in here, super mod, if you can turn on those switches in the background to make sure that people are actually subscribed to the channel before they can comment, that would be a good thing. Yeah, I'm drinking my first cup of coffee here, and yeah, it's a good cup of coffee. I've got a little bit of nice creamer in there, sweetening it up a little bit. Well, that's not too much sugar in there, put it that way. Hang on, let me have a sip. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't really like black coffee. Well, I better be careful with my words. This is 2026 now. That people take everything that you say out of context, Yeah, back in the old days, it used to be like, how do you like your coffee? Yeah, like I like my women, or whatever, Yeah, that's just flowing through my head here. Oh, Tommy, racist right off the bat here. I don't believe it. Hey, but anyways, maybe that's why nobody wants me on their team. The Alberta team. Hey, we're wearing the Alberta hat here. We got Ayatollah of Alberta in the chat. Good to see you in there. Let's see. Let me turn on a couple of switches in the background here, just to get things rolling down the highway. Yes, sirree. It's a nice day out here today. As you can see, not quite as smoky as it was yesterday, but there is still a little bit of smoke in the air. But as you can see behind me, if you look over here, you can actually see water on this part of the stream here. And then from this part of the stream up, normally you can see the North Shore at the other end of the lake there, but I don't see any North Shore. So we still have a little bit of smoke obscurification. Is that a word? In the air. So, yeah, we have a little bit of smoke, put it that way. So, but at least it's not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday, man, it's like you could barely even see the lake right over here, never mind the North Shore. But I hope that, and it's kind of weird because first thing in the morning, it's actually not bad. But then for whatever reason, later on in the day, then the smoke starts piling in on us here and starts getting it worse. But, from what I saw with the forecast, it looked like it was lots of smoke for the last couple of days. And then it's supposed to be laying a little bit lower, today. So let's just hope that that's exactly what happens. I don't know whether or not that'll happen, but we will see, at the end of the day here, or well, actually by 12 noon as to whether or not we get more smoke in here. But it does kind of seem a little bit orangey as I look out the window here, but it's still, pretty early in the morning. It's about 8:53 here right now, just about 9 o'clock. We're starting our streams a little bit earlier here, just because, I was kind of, like I was saying to you in the past, I was waking up in the morning, having my coffee, and turning on my TV here with, of course, the first thing I turn on is YouTube. And then I, watch my genre of YouTube channels. And, sometimes I get embedded with the YouTube and, flick, whatever, watch this one, okay. And usually YouTube stuff is pre-recorded stuff that people do, and they're like maybe 15 minutes to half an hour long or whatever. So by the time you watch 3 or 4 of them or whatever, it's already like 12 noon, and like, whoa. It's like the morning's already gone, and not enough time to go live or anything like that. So we're streaming from, I'm 45 minutes to the to the west of here is where we see the Rocky Mountains. So, we're really, really close to the Rockies right here. We're in the foothills of the Rockies. You will never see the Rockies in the background of my broadcast here, of course. But if I was to hop in my vehicle and go a little bit to the west, we would have the Rockies in the background. So we're really, really close to that location. Yeah, I know, Cannabis Rex. You're like, what? Streaming from the Rockies? You liar. Put it this way. I am way closer to the Rockies than you are, like over in Newfoundland, okay? You could say that if you were ever streaming, you would be streaming, well, actually you do stream, you would say you were streaming from the Rock, not the Rockies, okay? You would be from the Rock. Newfoundland, the Rock. But over here, we're streaming from the Rockies, or very, very close to it. And there's wild horses that are just, again, 45 minutes to the west of where I am here. There are wild horses that roam wild in those hills. And I have actually seen them, with my own eyes. They're like on the side of the road, okay? There are no fences. It is like wild open territory, right? It's not provincial park, but it's Alberta. And they're roaming around there, free roaming horses and stuff like that. So, and really, even where I am right here, there are deer. There's deer right around here, like right outside here. They're jumping around all over the place. There's deer, there's skunk, there's all of those weird animals out here, porcupines and you name it. There's lots of different things that roam around out here. We're kind of a little bit in the wilderness here. You're in the Rockies. I'm in the Smokies. Yeah, exactly, Dash and Grandma. The Smokies. And Ayatollah of Alberta, he's in the desert over there with the Desert Storm. We know what it's like over there with the Desert Storm. Out in the Middle East there, out in Iran, Iraq, Libya, places where it's really weird, and they ride camels and stuff like that, and whatever, drink camel piss and, for vigor. Okay, let's see what's happening here. We're going to be having a vote. We're going to be having a vote here in Alberta for all of you Canadians out there, and that vote is going to be option 1, Canada, or option 2, Alberta. So which one are we going to be voting for? Well, I'm going to be voting for option 2. Okay. And for the rest of you in the rest of Canada, Well, you won't be able to vote because the vote is only going to be happening in Alberta. So really, I don't care whether you're going to vote option 1 or vote option 2, or whether you're for option 1 or option 2. You're not going to be able to vote. You might very well go, oh, we want Alberta to stay in Canada, so I'm going to go option 1. No, you're not going to vote anything because it's going to be an Alberta vote right here, right where I'm sitting. And you're going to have to make up your mind as to which one of those options that you want to go for. But personally here, I'm going to go for Alberta because we're sick and tired of our money being pulled from Alberta and being sucked over into Eastern Canada. I know I'm harping on this whole thing. You guys hear me talking about this all the time. But the latest news, because I have to update everyone. You know, where's my? I'm in Sylvan Lake. I'm limited here. My soundboard stuff is limited. Let's go to Middle East. Yeah, okay, more Middle East.
Helicopter.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, back over into North America here again. Yeah, we've got some good news, some good breaking news here. The Alberta Independence Petition. You guys all know I've been talking about this, where people went out and they got signatures from people that wanted independence, and the signatures, literally hundreds of thousands of signatures were collected. And then the Aboriginal people, I'm not going to say Native people because I'm a Native of Canada, but the Aboriginal people, those are the chiefs. Actually, it wasn't even the Aboriginal people, but it was the Aboriginal chiefs put up a blockade with their court. They went to court to try and make it so that the Elections Alberta could not actually count those signatures. And as it turns out here, that was thrown out. A liberal judge says, hang on a second there, you can't do that, whatever, and then it was thrown out by a bunch of other liberal judges. they're almost all liberal judges in Canada. But anyways, the Elections Alberta actually counted the signatures, and they just came out with the result. And the Alberta Independence Petition has now been verified, absolutely verified. It was actually the actual signatures were being collected by a group called Stay Free Alberta, which means Independent Alberta. And that petition has been confirmed successful by Elections Alberta. So thank you very much, Elections Alberta, for that. So that is some big news, which just came out just the other day. So we just wanted to update you with that. So it looks like that in October the 19th, we will be having a vote to vote. We're not going to vote for independence, but we're going to vote to vote for independence. Does that make any sense? These politicians, they just screw things around and make it really hard for anything to actually happen. It's like, we don't want you to leave Canada. So instead of voting to leave Canada, we're just going to have a vote to leave Canada. What the hell are you talking about? What's this bullshit? We're being crapped on all the time. It doesn't matter which way, Hey, Danielle Smith, it's being verified. It's being verified. We want to vote to leave Canada. We want to vote for independence, okay? That's what we want. That's what the petition was about. The petition was not to vote, okay? So he went and messed it all around there. I know that you probably put that as one of the things on the agenda for October the 19th. Because the petition wasn't verified because of the Aboriginal chiefs trying to throw a roadblock up to it. But that's been thrown out now. So you know what? We can actually vote to leave Canada. So let's change that. If you had any kahunas at all, you would actually change that, and we would have a vote for independence and quit this bullshit about having a vote to vote, because we're sick and tired of that crap there. I'll tell you that right now. Like let's move on to the next thing there. Anyways, that's the latest thing happening here in Alberta. Over here by the Rockies, right near the Rockies, in the foothills. Okay. Let's hear this one here. Oh, hang on. That's just a nice sounding song. I love it. We're playing the pan flute over here by the mountains. Stop it already. Quit having so much fun. You should be mad. You should be madder than hell, Tommy Temper. With your name, the Temper Report. Tommy Temper breaks it down. I'm getting a freaking high blood pressure attack here right now, and I just started my stream. Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to get mad at anything here yet because the chat, you guys are trying to get me triggered. You got Catamus Rex there trying to get me triggered. Watch, Al Munson will come in there. He'll try and trigger me there too. And you got, all these guys trying to trigger me here again. Yeah, am I day drinking? I am day drinking. I'm day drinking my pop coffee out of my pop cup here. I have to get a new cup here. But I like this cup because it's kind of a and look, it's pretty dirty in there too. Well, actually it's not too dirty, but it's stained, from all that coffee that I'm drinking out of here, because it's more of a pop cup, I guess. But it's one of these summertime cups where you can put your cold drink in here and it will stay cold for a long time. But in my case, it actually keeps my coffee hot for a long time without a lid on it. It's like it'll say hot in here, warm in here for damn near an hour or two till I'm finished drinking it there. By then it's like really cold, but the last few sips of it are cold. But right now, hang on a second here. Let me have a drink of it here. Hang on. Tastes like McDonald's coffee. Oh, I don't like Starbucks coffee. It's like it has a kind of a bitter tinge to it. Same thing with Tim Hortons coffee. It's like a bitter kind of a coffee. But McDonald's coffee, it's kind of nice. I like it. Or even 7-Eleven coffee. Actually, 7-Eleven has different varieties of coffee. So if I take their mild coffee and then put lots of creamer in it, whatever, and that kind of crap, put the Irish in there, and then put the caramel in there, and all these different, I actually open up like about 15 different these little thingies that you put into the coffee there in order to make it taste half decent. Then I can actually drink that crap. Scott Free 187. Hey, good to see you in there. Thanks a lot for popping in to say hello. Good to see you. We popped into your chat there over when I was at the Edmonton Exhibition Grounds. You're sitting around doing nothing there, and I popped in there to say hello. Good to see you going strong with your 24/7 streaming there. So if you want to see 24/7 streaming, check out Scott Free in the chat. We got Crime in there. Crime, how you doing? What's that? We were playing the Queenie Files that Spoon dropped over on Rumble today. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, Spoon is dropping. Oh, yeah, I know. Queenie is she's going batshit crazy there against you and Spoon, and let's see who else. Red, and man, she's got a lot of people on her case there right now. I don't know. Well, she does talk about me, and it's like, yeah, I basically made Tommy Temper who he is today. I was the only one on Zello that did anything on Zello, like if it wasn't for me, the universe would not exist, like that's her basically. It's like, did I forget to talk about me? Did I forget to give myself a pat on the back? Did I forget to tell you that, life would not exist without me on the planet, Like, come on. Come on. It's like, that is called being self-centered, okay? centristic. It's like, yeah, there's a name for people like that, you know. There are names out there for people like that. Yeah, Elm Tree, good to see you in there. Oh, where's speaking of Elm, where's our good friend, well, I've got to be careful who I say because I'll offend. You know what? If I say things on here, I will obviously, some people will laugh, some people will have fun, other people will be offended. You know what I mean? Like, it's like all over the board. Where's RV today? You know, he went to he met up with SW. This is all hearsay. I don't know if this is true or not, but he came out here to Alberta. Alberta bound, I'm in my RV, Alberta bound. Yeah. Manitoba, yeah, we're in Manitoba. Where's the campground? Saskatchewan. Whoa, it's bumpy, but we're in Saskatchewan. I thought that Saskatchewan was supposed to be, you know, on the plains here, like flat ground, but holy shit, the van is shaking up here. Holy. Imagine getting to the rolling hills of Alberta. Holy shit, it's like, whoa, whoa. I should have put new shock absorbers in this damn thing. Made it to Alberta. Made it to Edmonton. Of course, I vacated Edmonton there when I heard RV was coming to Edmonton. I got the hell out of there, right? You know, get back to Sylvan Lake. And I left RV to, you know, or rather SW to handle RV when RV got to Edmonton. And yeah. Oh, whatever happened to Railroaded? You know, I remember having a conversation with Railroaded, and she was asking me, you know, what about RV? You know, and she had a job for RV, and it was like, well, I can pay him some money for gas money or whatever, or accommodation or whatever, to come to Alberta because we need people to work here. You know, we need some workers, and should I pay RV to you know, get him over here to Alberta and get him a job, get him some work in Alberta? And I don't know. I really don't know if that actually happened. Excuse me for hiccuping here, but RV ended up coming to Alberta, and I thought, wow, he's headed to northern Alberta, Grimshaw or someplace like that, because you know, he was getting paid by, and this is all hearsay. It's all hearsay. This is all the lore of the internet. So the question is, did Railroaded pay RV to, you know, donate or give him some money or something to come to Alberta for a job in Alberta? I don't know if that actually happened, but I, you know, heard that was potentially why he was coming to Alberta here. But hey, what do I know? You know, maybe you guys in the chat will be able to give me more updates on that. We'll see it scroll over here on this side of the chat there. But yeah, RV did end up coming to Alberta. And did he take any money from Railroader to get here? I don't know. But once he got here, I heard that he took the wrench away from Railroaded, whatever, in his chat for whatever reason, because maybe they got into some kind of an argument or something. I don't know. Again, all hearsay. And RV, if you're listening to me, I don't want to throw you under the bus. Railroaded, I don't want to throw you under the bus. I'm just going over some of the lore of the internet here. You know, you guys like to hear about this crap because, yeah. And, you know, it's all small potato stuff. It's just little things like that. And, like, people that are going like, Tommy Tamper, what the hell are you talking about? I don't understand any of that stuff. I came in here. I want to hear about Alberta independence, or I want to hear about, you know, what Trump is up to these days, or whatever, you know, and or what's happening in Russia with, you know, the bombing of the of the Amazon of Russia, the wildberry operation there, which we'll get into that here in a minute. Here, the latest on that. But yeah, but anyways, once he got here, he met up with SW. And SW said, "Oh my God, you gotta go to the laundromat and wash your laundry, you know." And by the way, I'm wearing a brand new shirt here today, and you can't see it here, but right here, it's actually got an Oilers logo. So I'm wearing an Oilers t-shirt here, but it's got a really, really light Oilers logo on it. And it's kind of a purple, little bit of a purple t-shirt here, because I've decided that because I'm out here, where it's sun, in the sun and the fun of Sylvan Lake, that that I'm going to wear light-colored T-shirts because the sun is blazing hot out there. You're sweating like a pig in heat out there, if you're just out there, because I don't know what the temperature is going to be. Like, lately it's been like highs of almost 30 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot. Pretty hot for up here in Canada, for the summertime. In the summertime, in the summertime. Yeah, but anyways, I've got my light-colored, almost white T-shirt and supporting the Edmonton Oilers hockey team, which you never know, they might win that Stanley Cup sometime in the future. And I'm also sporting my Alberta Independence hat. By the way, I had to put a little black piece of tape right here, because it was green. Where is it here now? Right here. I have to put a little piece of black tape right here because it was green. And if you know how this technology works, I use a green screen. So behind me is a green screen. I'm sitting in front of a green screen. Like, what you see behind me is not behind me. That's out my window, okay? The camera is that away, pointed out my window. But the green screen is behind me because I'm actually sitting in my studio. Of course, I'm looking out my nice window here, and I can see what it looks like outside, and it looks quite nice. But the way it works is the green screen is behind me. So if I wear anything that's green, it actually looks invisible, okay? So if I was wearing a green T-shirt, I would look like the Invisible Man with just my head bobbing around here. I'd look like a bobblehead. Red Mama, good to see you in there. We got Edward Cam in there. We got lots of friends in there. Good to see you all. I hope that you're all teetotaling or having your cup of coffee here. Go and get yourself a cup of coffee there, okay? It's 9:14 in the morning here. Mountain. Are we on daylight time? I keep, they keep changing it. It's either mountain time, mountain daylight time. I'm pretty sure it's mountain daylight time here is what we're on. Isn't it? Mountain daylight time? I don't know. But this is the last time that we're changing. We're now going to stay on whatever the hell time it is now. The government of Alberta has said, screw this bullshit about changing your clocks back, fall behind, spring forward. Yeah, I remember that much of it, but I used to be in the clock business, believe it or not. That was actually my livelihood, where my job was to change the time on clocks. Can you believe that? What the hell kind of a job is that, Change the time on clocks. So, the busiest time of the year was like twice a year, I would go running around all over the place, hop in my car, run here, run there, go there, and change the time on clocks all over the place. It was the stupidest thing ever. But hey, it was a living. And like our contract for the company that I work for were some of the biggest clocks in town, those big clocks, like the post office clock, the big giant ones, like Big Ben, ding, dong, 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 like it was my job to change the time on that clock, So I'd have to climb up the tower, all the way to the top of the tower, hang with a rope or something, in behind the thing there, risk getting jammed in between a bunch of giant gears and shit like that, and try and tweak the thing to go an hour ahead or an hour behind or whatever. Yeah, I never really told you that part, really, I don't like to talk about my past. It's very, very rarely will you ever hear me talking about my past, okay? Because, the chat uses it against me. Like Catamus Rex, she'll be going back over to her channel right away and going, oh, Tommy Temper just admitted that he was into time, like, oh my God, he was a time addict at one time, I was into tweaking clocks back and forth. You know, like keeping the world on time. Because back in the day, like this is even before electronic clocks. They were mechanical, right? In the old days, clocks were mechanical, okay, and they were spring wound, electric motor. They were the type of clocks that, like your grandfather clock, that had the pendulum and the pit and the pendulum, and stuff like that. The axe swinging, yeah, the giant clock with the axe swinging, and I had to whoa, my neck, holy shit, that axe almost got me there when I was just trying to tweak the time on the frickin' thing. But anyways, you can't make this shit up, honestly. But what does that have to do with anything? It doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with anything other than, as I was saying, it's 9:17, and the time is going to stay the way it is right now in Alberta. So wherever you live, if you're on this daylight saving time stuff or regular time stuff, get rid of it. Just throw it out the window. You don't need that anymore because it really doesn't matter. Because you don't have to burn the candle anymore in the winter time, like it doesn't really matter whether you have more light in the morning or the evening or whatever in the winter time or whatever. And of course, there's lots of sunlight in the summertime, so you really don't give a shit what the time is in the summertime. But we're getting rid of that, daylight saving, regular time, whatever. And I think we're like about 7 hours after Greenwich Mean Time or something. That's the time standard that I'm on here, right where I'm at here at the lake. And doesn't it seem like it's starting to get a little more smoky? I'm just looking there, and right here, there's not as much distinction right here between the lake and the North Shore up here. You can't even see the North Shore. But as it gets smokier, then we won't even be able to see the lake in here. But you can still see the waves on the lake there. So I think that it might be getting a little more smoky as time goes on here. What's going on here today? Big party going on later today. There's going to be a big party, huge party. So we're going to be attending a huge party later on. Because it is Saturday, and Saturday is the time to party. Let's see, what happened there last night? Last night, I was out and about on the golf cart, and I actually posted a short video on my Facebook page. And if you're at all on Facebook, go over to Tommy Temper. Just do a quick search for Tommy Temper. You'll find me on Facebook, and you'll see that if you're an addict of Facebook, that I do post little videos on Facebook. And there was a pepper spraying out here at Sylvan Lake. Oh my God, Little Sylvan Lake is turning into the big city here now because there's pepper spray action going on and little factions of gangs and stuff like that fighting each other, and the pepper spray coming out. And there was even some talk of some guns. I was just, this is rumor through the rumor mill. But as I was talking to people last night, talking to the pepper spray gang and stuff like that, the pepper spray gang. And there was talk of some kind of gun action there last night, like BB guns or pellet guns and stuff like that. Not quite bullets. We're not quite to the bullet level out here in the small town in Alberta. There's no bullet shoot whizzing around my head here lately here. But apparently there was some talk of pellet guns and stuff like that. Yeah, Susan K. Whoa, Susan. That would be conjecture there, but yeah. Apparently, Queasy's having some kind of a yard sale or something. I don't know if she's actually having a yard sale. I don't know about that, but she's definitely divesting of some items. She's definitely divesting, so that move is going to be happening. She's definitely moving. She's definitely moving because she's definitely divesting her stuff out there. And, that's something that's happening. I might be hopping in my cart there in a little while, like after my stream. and going to some garage sales. There's apparently some garage sales happening in Sylvan Lake, yard sales and stuff like that. So I wonder if, she's going to be having a yard sale. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go over to the yard sale there, Susan. I'll start a live. I promise to start a live if I do see some kind of a yard sale going on there. That'll be epic when the RCMP arrive to, try and throw me off of the sidewalk or something outside of a yard sale. That'll be funny. Queenie's watching right now. Don't, Tommy, I'm not selling my Labubu to you. Oh, for God's sakes. Can't make this shit up. Yeah. No Labubu for Tommy Temper. You're not getting any of my Labubus. Yeah, okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. I don't want. If I do buy, okay, I'll buy a Labubu and I'll send it over to Ayatollah of Alberta because he's probably more in need of a couple of Labubus than me. Okay, I don't need them. Yeah, that's right. If I did get the Labubu, yeah, I'd be sticking the pins in them. Give me a chubby one. Sell me a chubby Labubu, okay? That's funny. Oh, things are turning dim. Things are turning. They're turning dark. They're looking dark. They're looking dark. Here in Sylvan Lake. How's your morning going? How's things going with you there? I'm feeling terribly well today. Terribly well. Terribly well. Let's take a look and see what's happening in the real world out there. What's going on there? Russian workers flee in panic as Ukrainian long-range drones attack the Wildberry Logistics Center in Yekaterinburg in the Sverdlovsk region of Russia. So they're hitting like all kind of things all over the place. We got this little report coming in here. Apparently the drone, this particular drone, what? Did it miss the building by a little bit there? It looks like something burning off to the side of the building there. It looks like the parking lot or something there. So yeah, this just coming in from Yekaterinburg in Asia on the eastern slopes of the Ural Mountains, right next to the western Siberian plain. This is a hell of a long ways away from the Ukraine. So yeah, they're definitely they've got those long-range drones on the go, and it's not looking good. What are they? Does everyone wear purple in the Wildberry center there? It looks like they all wear black and purple there. Those are the colors of the Wildberry workers there by the looks of it. But yeah, some action going on there in Russia. And actually, let's just take a look at there's actually out what's known as you know how they have bingo cards? They had bingo cards for the refineries in Russia. Now we've actually got a bingo card for Wildberry warehouses. This is how the war is going here, where you can judge the war by the bingo card here, and we can see how many Wildberry warehouses have actually gone up in flames in Russia. There's number one is on fire, number two, number three, number four. Those are totally destroyed there. Number three, we've got number 6 has gone up in flames. Now we're seeing number 10. number 13. So the Russian wildberry, which is akin the same as Amazon, right? It's like an Amazon type business in Russia, and it's the number one business in Russia with huge warehouses at various locations in Russia. And there you can see they're actually number one is the largest at 250,000 square meters. Down to the one in the lower right, which is 70,000 square meters. So they're different sized warehouses, and you can see that the Ukraine is really hitting those warehouses badly. And the bingo card is slowly getting populated by the number of warehouses that are getting struck. Let's take a look and see, what does a wildberry warehouse look like when it is struck? And here's a little better video of it when an actual warehouse gets struck. And this is not artificial intelligence. This is actual video footage after a drone strike from the Ukraine. So, at what point will Russia stop the war? Because really, Ukraine will stop the war anytime. They want peace. They don't want war. Really, honestly. Russia is the one that started bombing first, and Russia is the one that is the aggressor, and Russia is the one that is, keeps on fighting. And of course, the Ukraine hit back by, hitting at trains, hitting at oil, hitting at gas, hitting at refineries. But because the Ukraine basically Russia basically decimated the Ukraine's postal system, which is their way to deliver packages. Well, then it was like, well, if you want to wreck our package delivery system, then we're going to go and hit back at Wildberry, which is also selling and delivering drone supplies, drone parts, drone things, things that are used in the war. So, of course, it is the target right now. And when these fulfillment buildings, and you guys, if you have an Amazon warehouse, which we do, right near Edmonton, there's a bunch of warehouses, Amazon warehouses. Those things are huge warehouses. Well, this is the akin, similar to Amazon, the Wildberry warehouse in Russia. And these things, you saw the bingo card. When these things go up, this is what they look like. And I wonder what Putin is doing. When Putin wakes up in the morning and sees this out of his window, well, in fact, he's probably hiding somewhere in some bunker and doesn't really have a window that sees any of this stuff. But when he sees he probably, hey, they don't have the internet in Russia because they banned the internet. They ban looking at YouTube and crap like that. So, the average person doesn't get to see a whole hell of a lot anymore in Russia. And they don't get to say anything, because if they say anything, or if they take a video and they're caught taking a video of any kind of drone action in Russia, they get sent to Siberia, to jail, or whatever. So, yeah, it's like communism going full bore, But communism never really works out, ever. And I know, because I've visited many communist countries. I've been there. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've lived it. And you do not want to live in a communist country. You do not want your country to become communist, Marxist. And you know what? I just saw a report this morning here in Canada that it was something like almost 10% of the people in Canada think that communism is okay. Like, what the hell is the matter with people? Where are these people coming from that they think communism is okay? Are these like the university graduates? Is that who they're polling? That they would say 10% of the people want that? Like if you came from a communist country and you immigrated to Canada or the United States, you would probably be against communism or Marxism, right? You hear about people from Venezuela and, southern countries like that, people that come from communist bloc countries in the, Russia, Bulgaria, you name it, all those countries over there. And they come over to the Western world, like, oh, freedom, finally freedom, like, don't have to put up with the Putins of the world that are, oppressing our way of life. And then you get the university students that go, well, hang on, my professor said that communism is actually a good thing, and that even though millions of people were decimated, were killed under communism, the new communism is actually different than the old communism. No, it's not different. It's all the same bullshit. It's all oppression. Okay, you're not going to do well. Hey, Fry TV, good to see you. Troy's in there. We got lots of our good friends in there. Mama Red, good to see you in there. Old Goat just walked across the border and bought a house. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you in here. You bought a house. You walked across the border. Oh, I'll have to find out more about that one. Maybe Old Goat, you'd be a good guest on my show here, as a co-host or something like that. We'll be able to talk about what you think about what's going on. But I know that you're in Alberta. You're always hanging out in that lefties stream over there. You know who I'm talking. Ryan, I won't give him a plug for his show there. But the Ryan show, you know who I'm talking about there. It's like, I wonder if he's for communism there. He's probably pro-communist. Pro-communism, him and Johnny, yeah. We're moving to Russia. Yeah. We're podcasting from Alberta, but we're thinking of moving to Russia. Yeah, good idea, Ryan and Johnny. But anyways, I'm feeling good today. I'm on a bit of a rant here. My blood pressure is at about a 50% level, like 5 out of 10, 10 being, like blowing up frickin' a blood vessel in my head or something here. Okay, let's see what else is happening here in the world. Kuwait, military hostile drones have struck the Al Abali crossing. So you've got Iran is sending missiles over to areas where the Americans have military bases, whatever stuff like that going on there. The U.S. Central Command, let's see what they have on the go here. Here's the latest on the U.S. Central Command. Here's the story coming in from Fox. Let's bring this one up here. Let's see what's happening over in the Middle East from the American side of things. What do they have to say about what's happening in the Middle East?
Got some breaking news right now. The Strait of Hormuz has been, of course, been a big sticking point in the negotiations with Iran. So right now in Islamabad, talks are underway. And this is a live look of the strait, shows how much traffic is being limited as Iran tries to control.
Not much going through that little choke point there.
Moments ago, CENTCOM announced that 2 U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyers conducted operations to begin clearing mines in the strait. That is happening right now. For more, let's bring in former Energy Secretary and former Texas Governor Rick Perry. So I just want to get your initial thoughts on this, that CENTCOM is saying they've sent in 2 Navy destroyers now to set the conditions to clear the mines. What's your observations from
Hang on. They're clearing the mines. The oil's not going to be flowing too soon over there. And I was just looking at a graph of U.S. oil reserves in the United States, and the graph is on a downward slide. So oil reserves in the United States are actually going down, and the price of oil is going up. And there is no agreement with Iran to open up the strait to allow more oil to flow into the world. So, in the United States, in Canada, we're faced with rising oil prices. The barrel of oil, both WTI and also on the European side, are going up. I don't know what the WTI price is here, but last time I looked, which was yesterday or the day before, which was about $90 a barrel. So it's definitely, it dropped down to about $70 a barrel, right? That was the low one. And they go, yeah, we got a deal made with Iran. But now it's like, well, Iran is still fighting back, And at the moment, the whole thing is that you can bomb the hell out of Iran, just bomb the hell. But really, is it going to really stop Iran from bombing if they have a big stockpile of launchers and bombs and drones and all kind of crap like that? It doesn't take much to stop a ship from going through the strait. All you need is one drone, one boat drone or one aerial drone to hit that tanker, and it's out of commission. It's just a big sitting target. It is the hardest thing to move through a strait of water, and that is just a little strait there. So you can bomb the shit out of Iran, but still, you have to pretty much extinguish them. Take them right out completely. Take the country out. Take those the Islamic regime right out of power, which is going to be extremely difficult to happen. And until that happens, you're not going to be able to stop the ships in the strait from getting bombed by Iran. Sure, you can go in there and eliminate the depth charges or whatever, not depth charges, but the bombs, whatever you want to call them, clearing the mines. Okay, the marine mines that are in the strait. You can start doing that, but that's only part of the problem. That's only solving part of the problem. The other part of the problem is Iran itself. And this is a really touchy situation. And before this war started, Iran basically was allowing all the ships to flow through there. Oil was flowing through nicely before this whole thing started. And now the U.S. is in a situation where, Iran actually now wants to charge, let's say that everything stopped right now. Iran is going to say, well, we want to charge money now for any ship going through the strait. Whereas before the war, they weren't wanting to do anything like that. So it's like it's a pretty tough situation that Trump has gotten the world into here right now, because the oil is not flowing. The amount of strategic reserves in the United States is down. And now you've got in Canada here, the premiers in Canada are trying to get our illustrious leader, Danielle Smith in Alberta, to put the screws on the oil coming out of Alberta to Trump, to force him to drop his tariffs on the shit that is coming from Canada to the United States. So this is a complex situation all around, in between tariffs and wars and all kind of crap that's happening all over the world. It's pretty dicey out there.
From that.
Well, this is the type of activity that needs to happen, quietly, thoughtfully, forcefully, imposing, keeping that international waterway over. One of the things that's going on here, Aisha, that's really important for everybody to understand is that the Iranians are trying to change the rules of the game, turn this international water into controlled passage, a zone of controlled passage is the wording they're trying to use. And you can bet China's watching this very closely, because obviously if the Strait of Taiwan even makes this more interesting from the standpoint of future movement of oil, processing computers, semiconductors, and just overall trade. So absolutely what's going on there in the Strait of Hormuz is incredibly important. It's kind of a test case, though, for what can go on in these other maritime choke points.
Okay, sorry about that. I just had a quick phone call come in here. Yeah, so anyways, the U.S. Central Command announces that two Navy destroyers, the USS Frank, Peterson and the USS Michael Murphy have transited, I should say, the Strait of Hormuz and are operating in the Arabian Gulf to ensure the waterway is clear of sea mines. Okay. And the sea mines were laid by Iran's IRGC. Today, we began the process of establishing the new passage. So that was just in from CENTCOM, CENTCOM, which is the mouthpiece of the, I think it's the U.S. Navy or the military. And that's the very latest on that whole situation that's going on there. So I don't know. Iran's IRGC warned civilians in countries hosting U.S. forces to stay at least 500 meters away from any of the locations. So it's like not a good situation. Hang on here. Let me get that noise out of there. Here's a kind of a little graphic here showing what's going on here. They're really watching what's going on over there. Iran is saying that they're going to potentially be bombing things maybe in Jordan, Syria, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, any of those countries over there where there are military bases, U.S. military bases. They're potentially going to be under attack from Iran. So everybody that's over there, it's not a good situation. The war is still on, and really, at what point do you think that whether or not they're going to be sending forces and be boots on the ground in Iran? Iran is over to the right of the video here, and this whole area that we're looking at here is subject to being under attack by Iran. So it's a tough situation over there. We'll have to just be kind of monitoring this, and it might be a long time before things actually happen over there. Before things level out and before ships are again carrying oil. But in the meantime, Canada has lots of oil. We have tons of oil here in Alberta, just tons of oil. But we don't have pipelines. Sadly, we don't have pipelines, and we don't have ships to carry it to other places in the world. We don't even have a pipeline. We don't even have a pipeline across Canada, for God's sakes. That's how foolish everyone is here. It's because, over in Quebec, no, that's dirty oil. The Alberta dirty oil. We do not want the dirty oil. No pipeline. Ford, build us a pipeline. We need a pipeline, but cut off the oil to the United States. We'll cut off the energy to the United States. We want, we want Trump to cut those tariffs. And oh man, it's just a weird situation that we're in here now. So it's like everything is all intertwined. Susan says that secondary passage they're considering. Hugging Sudan won't be problematic either, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, you have the Houthis, in Yemen that are hammering stuff over there. It's just a sad situation over there, and in which, of course, they're being funded by Iran and probably have stockpiles of munitions or whatever, bombs and stuff like that were probably supplied to them by Iran even before the war started. So ongoing situation. And here are some of the shots. This is not good here. Shots coming in here. Breaking. Massive devastation reported at Iran. This is shots from inside Iran at Tabriz missile field in East Azerbaijan. Oh, actually, no, Azerbaijan is not in Iran, but it's in one of the Middle East countries there. So this is Iran shooting missiles over into the other Arab countries. Azerbaijan province, heavy airstrikes. Early reports indicate the facility is completely destroyed and non-operational. Plumes of thick smoke fill the sky. So, apparently Iran still has missiles, still has drones, still has munitions like that, and are able to shoot and fire back at places where there are military bases and things like that located in various countries in the Middle East. So there's evidence of that whole thing happening. On the other side, we can show you videos and stuff like that of the U.S. hitting within Iran. Stuff like that is happening. So, it's just plain pretty sad what's happening there. And it is ongoing. We're going to be seeing more and more and more things happening like that. So there you go. Back in the United States, quick story in here from the United States. We've got this story coming to us, which is ICE. What about ICE? I know some of you are like, oh, I hate ICE, and other people are, I like ICE. ICE is great. Of course, they're the part of the United States that are trying to round up illegal aliens and are, turfing them out of the country, basically now remember, they don't just turf people out of the country. They go in front of a judge, and then the judge says, well, you're an illegal alien, so you need to leave the country. That's the way it works. But just listen to this guy on the camera. He's actually videoing the ICE agents that are arresting an illegal alien, okay? And this brainwashed idiot on the camera here that's doing this video gets right in the ICE agent's face, all because Democrats propagandize him that he's some kind of hero protecting his neighbor, even after the ICE agent clearly explained that the woman is being arrested and is an illegal immigrant with a prior record for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and has already been deported once, and this moron keeps aggressively confronting them. So, let's watch this little titty here coming to us from the United States of America. Check out this story here.
What happened?
She's under arrest.
For what?
She's a criminal alien.
For what?
And she's been convicted of crimes.
For what? What crime? What crime? What crime? What crime?
She's been convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She's not allowed to be here, and she's been deported previously. She doesn't have no documents.
No, she hasn't. Yeah. Aggravated assault? No, this is not correct.
I have her whole rap sheet. I've been following her forever. Go.
Forever? No, you lying. Come on. This is not true.
Would you like me to post a rap sheet on your phone? I'll post a rap sheet for you.
Come on, let me see. No, let me see the evidence. No, let me see the evidence.
If you don't back up.
Let me see the evidence. Let me see the evidence. Let me see the evidence.
Back up. Back up.
Let me see the evidence.
I said back.
Let me see.
I said back. I said
back. Bro,
I said
why
back.
you hit me, bro?
I said back.
Why'd you hit me?
What an idiot. It's like, those people on the left, it's like, we're trying to protect the world. We don't know what's going on. And there's somebody that's being arrested, and he's clearly being told exactly why she's being arrested. And he's like, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? What you doing? What you doing? And if the guy had a gun on him, like, remember there was another guy there that had a gun on him, whatever, trying to protect some woman or something like that, and then they go, he's got a gun, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then the guy's like, gone. Like, this is like crazy. Dimebag Darren coins in the chat. Hey, how you doing there, Dimebag? Dimebag coming free from Alberta. We got Old Goat and Dimebag in there. Good to see you all. Thanks a lot for popping into the Temper Show here. Yeah, the Temper Report. We're breaking down some of this crap here. This is like absolute craziness here. Oh, the world. Yeah. Whatever happened to common sense? Oh, I got this story in here. This is I actually I heard this one the other day. Like him or hate him, Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank, from the Shark Tank series. He's like, he made a bunch of money on I think it was some kind of a company, like a software company or something like that. He ended up becoming a very, very wealthy person. So he invests in other companies and other people that are doing their stuff. But he has a bit to say on what's happening with the future for Canada and the United States. So this is actually kind of interesting what he has to say about this. So yeah, just listen to his blurb on this whole thing here with the future of the United States and Canada. This is kind of an interesting take on what the future might be. So after all this stuff, remember, Trump is not going to be the leader forever. There may be somebody else that takes over that isn't quite as stick in the mud, so much into tariffs and stuff like that. But Canada does need the United States. We know that for sure. You're our largest trading partner. And the United States does actually need Canada. You need our oil. You need our natural resources. You need our minerals. You need a lot of things that we have here in Canada. So we're kind of symbiotic, Canada, where we rely on the United States for, protection and stuff like that. But also the United States needs our minerals and oil and stuff like that. Let's listen to Kevin O'Leary here. He does make some common sense here, whether you like him or not.
Well, I have some very good news for Canadians. You should consider your passport a stock certificate for the future, because there is no country with wealth like this one. And here's what's going to happen in the next 20 years. I can practically guarantee this is going to happen. This tiff, this dispute with our largest neighbor to the south, is going to disappear out of economic necessity. We will somehow combine these two economies, not with sovereign designation. Canadians will remain Canadians, Americans will remain Americans. There will be an EU passport you can pursue eventually. We will diminish and resolve and eliminate all tariffs of all commodities across that border to create an economy that can spend 5% of its GDP defending itself against China, because they have a plan. They're going to come over and they want to become the number one economy on earth. We have to remain that with our version of democracy and freedom of speech and the things that Canadians and Americans believe in and have for hundreds of years. We too, it may not be under Carney, and Trump may not be under him, but I guarantee you, combining the two economies to a common currency, a common EU type passport, and keeping sovereignty is the solution. And you will see it in your lifetime. I guarantee it, that's going to happen 100%, because it has to. Otherwise, the Chinese are going to be telling you what to have for breakfast in 20 years.
Well, yeah, is Canada going to become the 51st state? I don't think that's what he's saying. But, Canada likes to be Canada. Canadians, we like to be Canadians, well, if you're in Alberta, Albertans want like to be Albertans before they like to be Canadians. We may become the, like the trio. Well, actually, it'll be the four amigos, right? Alberta, Canada, United States, and Mexico. The four amigos. Yeah, that's my prediction. But we have to be able to get along. You guys need our oil. You don't want us putting a big tax on our oil, a premium on our oil, where we go, well, you know what, you got to pay an extra 25% for our Alberta oil here, and all of a sudden it's like you guys are like, what the hell is that all about? No, maybe we better reduce those tariffs to Canada, so we can lower the price of that oil. There's that whole thing. But yeah, this whole thing will probably blow over. I know that Trump wants to bring business back to the United States. And, manufacturing. It's all about the manufacturing thing. But the United States needs natural resources. Canada has natural resources. We've got a lot of natural resources. I would like to see way way more manufacturing in Canada, way more, instead of just selling our natural resources. Let's, use our natural resources to produce those Chinese widgets and stuff like that. We should have 3D printing factories producing all that crap that you buy in your dollar store, all the little plastic bullshit stuff there. There's no reason why we can't manufacture that stuff right within Canada here. Like, come on. We should be able to do that here. Just put tariffs on the stuff coming in from China. But instead, Mark Carney, what's the matter with you? Like, oh, I'm elbows up. Mark Carney. What does Mark Carney do? Bashes the hell out of Trump. Doesn't even send anyone down there to talk about Kuzma or tariffs or any of that bullshit. He's like, no, I'm just going to ignore Trump. This is Carney. I'm going to ignore Trump and not have anything to do with Trump. But I'm going to hop in. I'm on a jet plane to China. I'm going to China, and I'm going to make a deal with China because the communists are who we should be getting in bed with in Canada here. Let's go over to China and make a deal with China. Yeah, we don't do very much. In fact, we sell hardly anything to China. We buy a bunch of junk from China, right? And really, we should be manufacturing the widgets here in Canada, and we need to be able to make deals with the United States. We should have contingents. We should have people living in the United States, bargaining for us, working out deals, trying to get the tariffs down on, America buying products from us here in Canada, not just our natural resources, but the actual products. Get rid of this stupid, in Canada, we have this milk cartel. It's like a Mexican cartel up here. They've got the milk industry is like cornered, and they've got such high tariffs on anything coming into our country regarding chickens, eggs, milk type products. And that's why the dairy products in Canada are so expensive. Why do you think it's so expensive to buy anything milk related anywhere in Canada? Because there are cartels that they force farmers in Canada to pour literally thousands of gallons of milk down the drain so that they're not brought onto the market in order to keep prices low. They're propping up the prices of that crap in Canada here. We're paying through the nose for that stuff, and the cartels are preventing any product like that. Well, it's like, yeah, you can bring a little bit of your product into Canada, but after you reach a certain amount, then it's like 400% tariff. I'm not kidding. The number 400% is not made up. It's like, bring a little bit of milk or whatever in from the United States, and then after that, 400% tariff on it, which who the hell in their right mind is going to pay 400% more for something in Canada when you can buy the slightly inflated cartel price? We got to get rid of those cartels. But the problem is that the milk cartels are embedded in Parliament, in the federal Parliament, where Carney, as soon as he got into office, they passed a bill protecting those cartels. So instead of leaving it open to get rid of the cartels, and that's what Trump is really fighting about, right? When you hear Trump saying, well, we don't like those Canadian cartels because they're hurting our farmers in the United States. Where's my Trump wig here? Hang on. I'm going to put my Trump wig on here to do that one. Here's my Trump wig. Well, unfortunately, I don't have the right colored wig here for Trump, so I'll have to put on my... Apparently, Trump is, I always talk about these blue-haired women. Well, the blue-haired women, they're so woke. They're really, really, really woke. And, we don't like that woke stuff. We're going to kick them out of the military. But we don't like those Canadians with their milk cartels and stuff like that. And they're tariffing us 400%. It's like way too much. And they got to get rid of that cartel. And because of that, we're going to tariff all of that crap coming in from Canada, like 50% right across the board. The lumber, we don't need their lumber. We don't need their cars. We don't need their aluminum. We don't need their steel. We don't need anything from Canada because we can do it all ourselves right here. Don't worry about it. Hang on. What about the oil? Trump, what about those 2 million barrels of oil coming in from Alberta? Well, on the other hand, the oil, we'll take the oil though. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, holy shit! I didn't think I would do that. Yeah, but anyways, at least they didn't put on my, remember, we have hate speech laws in Canada, so I can't use the LGBTQ wig that I have in the bag over there. I don't think I can put that on anymore in here in Canada, make fun of that whole community, because they'll hit me up with a hate speech. The RCMP, the RCMP will be banging on my door, for God's sakes.
FBI, open up!
Oh, are we going to get into that? Whatever happened to Brett? Brett, where are you today? Come on, Brett.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
I know. Brett's always somewhere in the background there.
Now, fuck off.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot, Brett. Good to be your friend, you know. I'm always saying, Brett, I'll be your friend. We'll always be friends, won't we? Brett, won't we be friends?
Now people are starting to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Because Tommy is telling you the way it is. This is, again, my point of view. It's not Brett's point of view. It's my point of view. So just remember that. Birdie, hey, Birdie the tweet. Good to see you in there. Wow, we got Bob in there. We got lots of people popping in here. Has anybody else felt that putting a lawn sign on your lawn, mine just cause your house to be targeted by the idiots? I actually have a lawn sign on my house. I have a lawn sign, and I'm not really targeted at all. Let's see. Well, you know, I did get into a altercation with a guy, with a bit of a fight there, but, one punch and I won the fight. After I was attacked like about 3 or 4 times, and my phone knocked out of my hand twice. Then I ended up giving the guy a punch, and one punch was all it took, and he decided to go, whoa, Tommy, I didn't know that your punch would knock the wind out of me like that, but I'm kind of built like a linebacker, so don't mess with me, that's all I can tell you. Don't mess with Tommy Temper. What else was there? Oh, I'm pretty well known, by the way. I didn't think that I was as well known as I was, but somebody showed up from the mainstream media at an event that I was at, not yesterday, but the day before. I talked about this yesterday, and we were sitting there having a conversation. Mainstream media gave me their business card. I'm not going to even say which mainstream it was, but it was the largest. Let's say the largest in Canada here, and they gave me their card. I won't out who it was or anything because I don't want to get them in trouble. But I said, yeah, I'm Tommy Temper. And they go, Tommy Temper? Oh, wow, I know you. That's going like, oh, wow, okay, well, that's pretty cool. So, I'm a little more well-known than I actually think. You know what I mean? Because I was at a table of people sitting around there, and there was about 10 people at the table. Only one of those 10 people did not know who I was or never heard of me before. So, hey, when I do videos and 500,000 people watch the video, that's 500,000 people that hear who I am. So, I'm maybe not on YouTube. YouTube, I'm just a small potato, but over on Facebook, holy crap, we're really getting well known there. Like I say, I get 2 million views on Facebook every 28 days, like clockwork. It's been happening like that. So I'm pretty. I'll give myself a little pat on the shoulder over that, where things are really building up over there. and getting quite the audience. And like literally thousands of people are following me over new people every month. So that's actually going really like gangbusters there. I really like that. U-Haul, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for popping in here. People pop in like late in the show here. We've been live for 1 hour and 18 minutes already. It's 10:05 local time here, Mountain. We're in the Mountain Daylight Time, I think is what we call it here now. And I think we're going to be sticking to Mountain Daylight Time. We're not going to be changing our clocks anymore. And we're sticking to the time that we're at here. Again, 90 going north. Yeah, exactly. We're getting lots of views here. Yeah. I like that. Tommy Temper's my favorite porn star. Tommy, if you buy a Queenie Labubu that smells like weed, I swear I'll donate $100 to Sylvan Lake Food Bank and the cost of the stinky Labubu. Susan, you're funny. I like that. Her house is up for sale. So I was thinking for contacting the realtor. In fact, I'm not going to say whether I'll leave it up in the air. I'm not going to say whether I will or won't, but look forward to that happening there. But holy shit, can you imagine the smell? Like when the walls are going to be black in that little room where, she sits there in the dark and behind her, it's like dark blue. But, that room has to be completely coated with black smoke, like completely, with the amount of hot knife action going in there, like hour after hour after hour, 24 hours a day. Holy shit. It's got to stink to high heaven with all kind of smoke in there from like weed and, sage and, and cigarette smoke and like all the rest of it there. Holy geez. Like I was saying before, that whole house is going to need about 5 coats of alkylate oil-based Kills paint, first of all, to seal all that smoke in. And even then, it's not going to get rid of the smell. If there's any carpet in there whatsoever, you're just going to have to huck it right out of there, because there's no way you'll get that out of the carpet. And it's the place is trashed. When people do stuff like that in a property, it's trashed. By the time they move out, it's trashed. You're going to have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on getting rid of carpet and crap like that, and Kills, and you can't put Kills on, like, if there's any kind of white, or not white, but wood grain baseboard or anything like that. How are you going to have to paint over all that stuff there? It's and ceiling, the white ceiling, if it's got any kind of white ceiling in there, oh man, you're going to have to go with multiple coats of if you've ever done that, which I have, I've had to look after, smoking, like major smokers in home. And one coat of paint doesn't do it. And these days with this a water-based paint, that doesn't do it. You have to use a special, really, really expensive brand of paint called Kills, Kilz, if you know anything about it. And one coat of paint doesn't do it. And don't buy the water-based Kills. That won't do it. You need the oil-based paint and multiple coats in there. And it's just hell warmed over. And then you still have the fixtures are all coated with smoke, the light fixtures. It's just I just hate that kind of stuff. I'm living in a beautiful newer home here right now that it's a great place. I love it. It's an upper end place with 10-foot ceilings and a nice fireplace and a hot tub, and nobody was ever smoking in here ever before. It's lovely. I love it. I love it. I got a deck. I can go and sit outside, take it easy, have a little beer, something like that. By the way, we're having a party. We're having a party tonight. So we'll be inviting people over to the party and having a few brew, drinking a little bit. I don't know if, you know, I would really, really love to do a party video. I would love to do that. But I think that I would be doxing myself, doxing my location, doxing my friends. And for that reason, I'm sort of, if I go away from here and I'm in my cart or something like that, you know, riding the golf cart around town or something like that, we'll do a video. But I'm even leery of doing live videos over at the beach there because, you know, the people in this town, there are so many Karens out there. It is like unbelievable. There's woke people out here, really woke. And there's a lot of woke people on town council here in Sylvan Lake as well, I've discovered. I don't have I just got here. I'm just a newbie in town. So I'm just kind of finding out that there's stuff like that going on here. And, I'm like on the other side of the fence where I'm not woke. And, there are some people out here that I'm aligned with that are, and they're basically the people that are like pro-Alberta independence out here, right? There's a lot of us people out here that are like pro-independence. So we're living out here, living the life. You have to do it to it. Even if you don't have a place like this, get in your vehicle and go to some place where you can have some fun. Bring an umbrella with you. Bring a sun tent with you. Bring some sunscreen. Bring a beach ball or a little blow up something or other and go lay on it and, float around on the lake. Don't go out too far. Don't float out too far, because, unless you have a life jacket or something, because if you float out, like if you fall asleep on your floaty, and then you wake up and you're like in the middle of the lake or something like that. Don't do that. Don't fall asleep. Get out there and have some fun. Have some fun in your life. Don't just sit at home on your couch and mope and go, oh, those separatists, I'm, eating chips on your couch. Oh, those damn separatists, they're trying to ruin our country. No, get out there and do something. We're out here and we're protesting. I'm kind of a protester. I like to, but early on in life, I didn't give a shit about politics. I didn't care about left, right, center, liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat. I didn't care. When you're young, you don't care. And that's why people go, well, where are all the young people? They don't give a shit. That's why there's no young people. When you go to these events, it's like old middle-aged people and older people. That's what you see, because they care about the future. They care about their life. They care about the life that their children are going to have, about the future generations, about the things that they're going to have, right? But the young kids, you live for the day. It's like, yeah, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to do drugs, I'm going to do whatever because I'm going to live forever, and I don't give a shit if I have a house. As long as I can buy a car, I don't care about where I live or anything like that. I can just, rent an apartment off of Brookfield or something, or off of the NDP. I'll just rent an apartment off of the NDP. And, I don't even care about a job because I can just go on welfare and get some free money, okay, sure. That'll work well for you in the future. Wait till you get your girlfriend pregnant and see what happens then, It's then where you start going, oh, my God, I have a child to look after. Oh, man, I can't afford diapers. What am I going to do? Holy jeez. But you get more money when you're on welfare with every kid that you have, So there's always that, that's a plus, I guess, Have more kids, right? Produce more offspring, more harmonics, right? And for every harmonic that's out there, you get more money from the government. There's always that thought, I guess, Hey, that's part of the socialist thing. Somebody was going over in Canada, the different provinces and how many people work for the government in various provinces. And I think we're about 30% in Alberta, but you have lots of other provinces out there where it's like 50% plus of the people work for the government, and that's a no-no. You don't want to have any more than 30% of your population working for the government, but lots of other provinces across the board, check the numbers on that, work for the government. So shame on you if you're working for the government and you live in some other province out there, because you're siphoning off of the taxpayer. Because let's face it, when the government says, yeah, we added more jobs to the economy. Go government jobs. Oh, okay, great. You're siphoning more money from the taxpayer. That's why Trump hired Elon Musk there to go and look into, how many people are working for the government and what kind of government offices are open with all kind of bullshit stuff, and then, we ended up turfing all those people. Smart thing to do, and we need to do that here in Canada, both on the federal level and also, at the provincial levels. Every provincial government should be going, okay, you're out of here. We're looking into this. We don't need this program. This is a crappy program. This is terrible. We need people to integrate and become, active working people that are working in the private sector. Okay. That's what actually makes the money for running the government, is the private sector. Without the private sector, we would be communist. Right? Because let's face it, a communist country is everyone works for the government, right? The government owns all the farms. The government owns all of the automobile plants. The government owns everything, and you work for the government, right? That's the way it works in a communist country. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm okay with working for the government, and I'll vote NDP forever, because the NDP wants to bring in, grocery stores owned by the government, apartments owned by the government, everything owned by the government, internet owned by the government, cell phones owned by the government. You just rent the cell phone from the government, like Obama phones. Yeah, we all want an Obama phone. That's a great thing, Great. I want a new Obama phone because my old Apple Obama phone is getting outdated and I need a new one. Yeah. Not a good idea. You want entrepreneurs. You want people to, get out there and come up with their own ways of doing their own thing and hiring people and adding to the economy and keeping it chugging along. Why do you think life is so good? Life is great in the Western world. We love living here. We love all of the things that we can buy and the life that we have. It's like great. I know. And you guys say, oh, Tommy Temper, you're so oppressed, you're so oppressed. No, I'm not oppressed. I never, ever have said that I am oppressed. That's not the point. My mindset is I am an entrepreneur. I have an entrepreneur's mind, okay? Mindset, okay? Which is private sector. Get out there and don't just work for somebody else, but have a mindset of being able to work for yourself. And we need to teach the children in school, don't just teach them to be worker bees, to work for somebody else, work for the government. Teach them to become entrepreneurs, to come out there and to do their own thing, become their own business person, start their own small business, do their own thing, right? Become their own boss. That's what you really need to do. Even you, where you are. Look at me. I have a YouTube channel. I'm doing something here where, once in a while I get a super chat, like I'm making big money off of being a YouTube internet personality, celebrity, and making some big coin off of this here. Well, actually not. It's, just a little bit here once in a while. Whenever I blow a gasket, and complain about having to take a blood pressure pill, well, then somebody's super chats me something for a blood pressure pill. Yeah, thanks a lot yesterday for those super chats. I appreciate that. But no, get out there. My point is, don't be, you might be oppressed. Those of you out there listening to me, you might be oppressed. You might feel like you're oppressed. And remember, don't become a YouTuber because, you know, there's a little bit of money from the odd super chat or whatever, but you're not going to be able to survive off of this kind of a lifestyle. So don't do this, but go out there and do something where you're going to actually make some money, you know. Import some stuff from China, import some widgets from China and sell them on Amazon. There's an idea right there. Or sell them on eBay. You know, or invent something, you know, it's like make some wax candles or something like that. And, you know, find out what things make money, you know, like I was just looking into a business here just the other day of what I can do in my location here, living in Alberta here. And guess what? I found out that there's a plant really close to where I am here called Joffrey that manufactures these plastic pellets from the petrochemical industry, and they sell those pellets to China, for God's sakes. You know, you could actually take those pellets to manufacture plastic items and then start a plastic molding injection company. Just start off small, rent a little space, get a little bank loan, buy one machine. One machine might cost you like $50,000 or something like that, and start your own plastic injection. And, you know, a simple product like something like a clothes hamper, for example. You could manufacture a clothes hamper, right? And sell that clothes hamper on Amazon. And you could probably, if you were actually manufacturing that yourself, you could undercut everybody on Amazon because you could produce those things cheaper because you have the stockpile of the plastic pellet material right here in your backyard. Well, this is what I could do where I live right here, you know. So actually, yeah, if I was to start a company right now, it would be a plastic molded injection company. I even did some research on Grok, use AI to find out what kind of a product or what kind of a thing, and, you know, run the numbers by Grok, see how much it would cost you to produce every one of those items, see what your feedstock would cost you, see what products like that are selling for on Amazon, how much of a take that Amazon needs for that product, or eBay. You know, and run the numbers. AI is like, hey, great. AI is like, you know, instead of hiring some company to do stuff like that for you, AI is like perfect for being able to figure out stuff like that, you know. And the numbers actually made 100% sense. And if I was to start a business, it would absolutely be a plastic molded injection company, manufacturing anything that's plastic, anything that can be mold injected and or sold on the market. And there are just tons of various products that you could actually manufacture. Everything from a simple pail is a molded injected product. You can sell all, you know, pails. You can sell hampers. You can sell you know, anything, plastic bottles. You could make plastic bottles and then sell them to companies that are using bottles for different things. You know, there's all kind of stuff like that you could do. But, you know, I'm at that point in my life where I don't need to start a business. I don't need to, you know, get into doing something. I'm at that point now in my life where I'm like, I need to just take it easy. I need to take it easy and relax and just have fun. And yeah, I could be churning and you know, at the business, running the business, doing stuff like that right now. Right now, I absolutely could. And there's so many different things that you could do and get involved with, and use AI. Use AI to figure out something that might work for you. So, you know, I'm just trying to help the people. Now, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, you're an older person, you've already, you know, worked for the band, worked for you know, private enterprise, worked for yourself, whatever, and you're at that retirement age or whatever, and you just want to take it easy. Oh, okay, that's okay. Not a problem. You don't have to go to work. But if you're a young person and you have, you know, the whole world in front of you, you have to look for, at some point, you are going to want to retire. And you know what? You ain't going to survive on $1,000 a month. from your old age retirement, okay? Because right now, at this moment in time, if you were to retire, you'd probably be making about $1,000 a month, right? That's all. And you know what? If you're renting a place, you're probably paying $1,000 a month in rent. So where the hell are you going to get the rest of the money to pay for your automobile insurance and house insurance or apartment insurance? What are you going to use to put food on your plate? You can't retire on what you're getting from your retirement. You have to build up a little bit of a kitty in your bank account to be able to live off of when you get older. You can't just rely on the government. You can't, because you're going to be living whatever, $1,000 paycheck to $1,000 paycheck and just crying like a baby. And why do you think I see 80-year-old ladies working at Walmart? Why? Because they can't survive on $1,000 a month. What are you going to be, a meter greeter at Walmart when you're in your retirement years? Like, come on. You want to relax and take it easy and hang out at the lake and whatever, do stuff like that. So all I can say is make hay while you can, okay? When you're young, work like a dog. Don't just sit around. Don't just sit on your couch. So just don't do anything. Get out there and work. Even if you're a university student at university, get out there in your spare time and work. Have that right now. If in the middle of summer, don't just sit around and bullshit and go, yeah, well, I'm working on a project. And what's your project? Oh, well, I'm just finding out whether or not people are for independence and who are these people that are for independence. And yeah, I got a university project that I'm working on. No, go out there and get that job at Starbucks and work and save your money. And don't go to the bar every night and spend the money that you work for buying booze. And these days it's like buying dope, pot, whatever, weed and shit like that, and waste all your money on that bullshit. Because later on, you will be sorry that you're doing that, okay? Put a little bit, why do you think Chinese people have money? Why? Why do you think they do so well? Why? Because they save 20% of every paycheck and put it into the bank. They make sure they've got, they save money. They have a mindset where they train themselves that every dollar that they make, 20 cents of it goes into a bank account, and they don't touch that bank account. They use that bank account for things that they know are going to be valuable. Like you'll eventually use it maybe for a down payment to buy a property, or they'll save it for their retirement, but they don't use it for a trip to Mexico, okay? Or to blow it on booze, drugs, alcohol, whatever, They don't do stuff like that, okay? And that's the problem with people in today's society, is that we're brought up to basically spend more than what we make, okay? It's like, here, where's the credit card? I don't have enough money. Oh, I'll just use my credit card to buy it, okay? And we'll just buy more than what we can afford of disposable items that are worthless at the end of the day. And you know what kind of items are the most worthless at the end of the day? Electronics, electronic goods, cell phones, right? Cell phone items, radios, stereos, TVs, crap like that, like at the end of their lifespan, they're worth nothing. Nothing. You take them to the garbage dump, It's all garbage. The stuff is computers. Computers are a good example. Laptops, any of that kind of stuff. iPads, that shit. It's worthless. Like in a couple of years, it's like outdated, and you're throwing it away, or you're giving it to the Goodwill or something like that, and they're like, a hand-me-down type thing. Don't waste your money on shit that is worthless. Automobiles. That is the worst thing that you can spend money on, is a brand new car, brand new truck, brand new. The worst is a brand new electric vehicle. Holy shit, those things. 2 years later, they're only worth like 50% of what you paid for them. You know, we've gone over this. I've done streams on electric vehicles, and you know, people are going, "Well, hey, I'm saving the planet." You're saving the planet by buying an electric car. Oh my God, you have to be kidding me. You know, you're spending how much in you know, we're wasting the planet away to build the electric vehicle in the first place, right? Because you need oil, gas, and all of those materials, lithium and the rest of the crap to manufacture it. And you're going, oh, I'm saving the planet because I'm not using gas and oil. Yeah, what do you think all those plastics that are inside of that electric vehicle were made from, right? Ooh, from those pellets down the road at Joffrey from the oil industry. That's what all the plastics were made from, you know. And, you know, and really, those things are worthless when you want to go to trade it in on your next vehicle. And, you know, I want to see the look on your face in 2 years when you go to trade your electric vehicle in for something else, and the guy tells you, well, you know what? You owe money on your you owe more money on your electric vehicle than it's actually worth, right? You bought the thing for $100,000. You go to trade it in. You still owe $70,000 on your bank loan on the thing, but we'll give you $50,000 for the electric vehicle. Those things are garbage. They're like a Bic lighter. You know, it's like a throwaway thing. And the technology changes so fast that your old one, that's the reason that they become worth so much less, is because the new ones are different technology. They're using a different type of battery technology. The whole, you know, like in a number of years, I predict that the lithium battery will be a thing of the past, okay? Because those are the exploding vehicles. The lithium battery is the exploding vehicle. Who in their right mind would buy an exploding vehicle? And now you're bringing in the Chinese exploding spy cars. Like, who the hell in their right mind would buy a lithium exploding Chinese spy car? You know what I mean? Like, those things are really going to be worth less, right? I watch stories on those where people buy those BYDs and stuff like that in China, and then they show pictures of them underneath of how rusted out they are. Like 1 year later, they're rusting out like crazy. They're, you know, hey, you know what it's like when you buy something from China? Have you ever bought something from China where you buy it and like the thing is like broken, like within 1 month, it's like broken, and it's like you feel, oh man, I got ripped off on that thing. But it's like you didn't pay very much for it, so you go, do I want my money back? Wow, is it really worth it? I'm just going to throw it in the garbage, you know. That's what those cars are like, right? People are already complaining that they can't get parts for those Chinese cars. They buy a Chinese car and it's like, yeah, now I can't drive my Chinese car because I can't get any parts for it. I bought what did you buy? Oh, I bought a Cherry. A Cherry? What the hell kind of a brand name is that? You know, a Cherry car. Yeah. But you know, you won't be able to get parts for those cars. It'll be short supply parts, whatever. You got to wait forever. Whatever part you do need, it'll have to come from China on a slow boat from China. You know, that kind of shit, you know. Yeah. Don't buy a BYD. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't buy any kind of an electric car. Just don't do it. Just buy, okay, I say buy a used gas car. Number one, don't buy anything brand new, because you know that you've heard this. When you buy something brand new, the second that you drive it off the lot, it's worth $5,000 less, $10,000 less. You know, how many times have you heard that? It is absolutely true. But try and buy something brand new, drive it off the lot, and take it back to the dealership and have the dealership buy it back from you. See what they'll give you for it. They won't give you what you paid for it at all. You're just throwing money into the frickin' toilet buying any kind of it. It doesn't matter whether it's a gas car or electric car or anything. you're throwing money down the toilet. At least if you buy a gas car, it didn't go down 50% in value after 2 years, okay? But the electric car, look at the statistics. You guys think that I'm bullshitting you. I'm not. Just do a search with Grok and find out how much these electric cars are worth a couple of years after you bought them. You'll see. They go into the toilet, absolute toilet. They aren't worth what you're paying for them. And, you know, where you think that you're saving the planet, if you think you are saving the planet, okay, give yourself a pat in the back for throwing away $50,000 after 2 years to save the planet by buying that electric car, okay? It's absolute nonsense, absolute nonsense. And, you know, I know there's those of you out there that are going, yeah, well, I drive an electric car and I'm happy with it and whatever. Yeah, okay, fine. But try and trade it in for something else and see how much they're going to pay you for it. That's where you're going to go, well, you know, but hey, but I have lots of money, I'm wealthy, and I don't care if I throw my money into the toilet. I'm saving the planet. Okay, yeah, well, good for you, you know. But myself, I'm like, I have the economist mind, you know, the law of supply and demand, and you know, you're not going to have any money in your bank account if you spend it all on useless commodities like expensive vehicles, brand new vehicles, and crap like that. You know, the smartest thing that you can do is save up some money and buy a piece of real estate. Okay. Buy a house, buy your own house, save up enough money to buy a house. That would be the smartest thing that anybody could do, okay? I would recommend that if you have the capacity to save some money to buy a house, okay? And I'm not talking about a condo either. Not a condo. Buy a little dumpy, the worst one on the block house, okay, on the largest piece of land that you can, okay? Because it's not the little pie in the sky that's going up in value. It's the land that it's sitting on that goes up in value, okay? It's not the sticks. The sticks that it's built out of is not what goes up in value, okay? The sticks depreciate. The sticks that the building is built out of, the concrete or whatever it's built with, that's what goes down in value. Okay, the plot of land that building is sitting on is actually what goes up in value over a period of time. Now, that being said, you know, land goes up and down in price over a period of time. But if you look at the price of real estate over a long, because it's usually when you buy a house, it's not a short-term investment. It's a long-term investment, and you know, you can look at your own ups and downs and say, okay, where are we in that market? Are prices going up or prices going down? Because when prices go up, well, they eventually retract, right? And then they go up again. But it's like this. It's like up a little bit and then down, and then up a little bit more and then down. But, you know, like over the course of time, prices go up. But the sticks go down in value, okay? So for where you're just starting out, you want to buy the land, not the sticks, not the condo, okay? That will go down in value, and eventually they'll have to bulldoze the condo, right? So, or you have the leaky roof, or you have the condo association with those enormous condo fees, and you have, oh, you know what? You're living in the condo, you bought the condo, and it's like, we need you to cough up an extra $20,000 because we're having problems with the parquet, or we're having problems with the roof, or having problems with the windows, or having problems with blah, 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 blah. On and on it goes. You know what that's all about. So, yeah, what you want to do is really, really, really try and buy a little shack on a big piece of land, okay, in a good area, okay, the best area. Look for a good area. Look for an area that is on the increase, not the slummy area where things are on the dive. You don't want to buy something where it's a bunch of gangs living there and gang activity and drug houses and stuff like that. You don't want to be in that area at all. So you have to think about this. Think smart, think what you're doing there. So there you go. There's my little nugget of what will make it for you in life. Stay away from the electric vehicles. Yeah, you're right, Troy. Some dealerships are currently offering brand new EVs at half manufacturer's price. Must not be selling many. Yeah, exactly. They're overstocked. People don't want to buy them. There's new stuff coming on the market, especially up here in Canada. You got the cheap El Cheapo Chinese exploding spy cars that are coming on the market, which are making it so that the Tesla. Look at Tesla stock. Tesla stock is actually dropping in the last little while. It's actually one of the trending topics right now is what Tesla stock is doing there right now. So they're not doing very well. And it's because of the competition. Well, not so much in the States, because at least Trump has the 100% tariffs on the Chinese spy vehicles, exploding spy vehicles in the United States. But up here in Canada, we're not so smart because Mark Carney is making deals with China. He's in bed with China. He got some big loans for Brookfield Corporation from China, and he's got the reduced tariffs on the Chinese electric exploding spy vehicles. Someone's going to get me for everything that I'm saying here someday. They go, Tommy, you're a liar. Yeah. But, I wouldn't be saying it if I was a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I just tell it the way it is. And, sometimes truth hurts. Okay. But I don't want to say anything that is vindictive or bad or anything that will land me in jail with the new hate laws in Canada. Hate hog is going to end up in jail, though. That much I can tell you for sure. Yeah, that'll be glorious. Someone will slam hate hog with a hate crime. Like, it will happen. It will absolutely happen. And I will chuckle when that day comes. You know that? I will absolutely chuckle. But that being said, yeah, I had fun. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. And with that, we've kind of come to an end here with our program. It's 11:42 in the morning, Mountain Daylight Time in Alberta.
In the shadow of the Rockies, where the wild winds blow, Albertans rise up.
That's right.
Tired of the status quo. Oil sands pumping black gold, beef on the grill so fine. Grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine. But Ottawa's taking our billions, unfair equalization gain, sending it east to Quebec while we shoulder the blame.
Don't do that.
No more pipelines blocked, no more carbon tax chains. We're done with the feds.
That's right.
Breaking free from their reins. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true.
Woohoo!
Sovereignty calling, independence coming through.
Artabanza.
No more woke liberalism, stealing our way of life. Albertans stand tall, cutting loose from the strife. Rocky Mountains watching as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families with a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom. Let the anthems roll. We're
That's right.
building our nation.
I wrote this song.
Forevermore. From the prairie to the peaks, where the eagles soar high. We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors, that's a lie.
Quit calling me a traitor.
Equalization's a thief, stealing our hard-earned pay.
Screw equalization.
While they push their agendas, turning night into day. Beef ranchers and farmers, grain silos stand proud. Oil
right.
rigs turning profits under Alberta's cloud. No more begging for ports, landlocked but strong we stand. negotiate our future
1090
with the
frames
world
per
in our
second. Good to see you.
Alberta freedom, bringing
Troy,
loud and
Susan.
true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through. No more woke liberation, stealing our way of life. Alberton, stand tall, cut loose from
Mama
the
Red,
strife.
take care.
Rocky Mountains
You look after Red, okay?
as we claim our own land. Freedom for our families.
Keep hammering
with
Q.
a rifle in hand. Alberta freedom.
Freedom.
Let the anthem
DDD.
roll. We're building our nation.
Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie.
Forevermore.
Elm. Good day, Elm.
They say it's illegal.
Have a good day.
But self-determination's all right. Like Ukraine from the Soviets, we'll fight through the night. No more sending our wealth to fund their endless schemes. Our pensions rising, fulfilling our dreams.
Let's vote for freedom, Jeannie.
Liberals, their rules and
Big
their
ups, big
games.
thumbs up.
Albertans awakening. Falling out on names.
Time for a golf cart ride, I think. Look how nice it is out there. It's beautiful at the lake. It's a thing of fun and beauty. Oh, I'm going to have fun today. And we're slated with a party later on, a party. Going to a party. So that's always fun on a Saturday.
Canola fields yellow, beef
Hold
herds
back.
grazing free, oil sands fueling futures as far as the eye can see. We're Albertans first, with hearts full of fire. Separation's the answer, lifting us higher. No more being the wallet for a broken confederation. Freedom's our birthright, our declaration. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling.
We are at the mountains. Look,
Coming through.
there's the mountains right there.
Liberalism, stealing our way of life. Alberton, stand tall, cut loose from the strife.
45 minutes away from where I'm at. You can see the mountains.
As we claim our own land. Freedom for
Super
our
salty. You got here late.
with the
Yeah.
rifle in hand.
We're finishing up.
Alberta freedom.
We're going to have a little late breakfast.
We're building our nation.
Don't want to eat too much. Forevermore.
Alberta freedom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh. And with that, a salute, a goodbye, a hope you're going to have a good day, have a good weekend, and we will see you again. We will see you again when we go live again. Super salty, you're late to the party. What is that? Conservatively late, but that's okay. Sun Honey Studio, good to see you. Thanks a lot. I miss saying hi to you. Yeah, I wasn't watching the chat like a hawk. Steve-O, hey, sorry to hear about your breakup with Kinna. You know, I hope that, you know, you can find... I thought you're married, though. You know, you can always go back to your wife, you know, like, come on. If it didn't work out with Kinna, just, you know, go back to your wife, you know. Yeah, she's probably waiting for you. Anyways, with that, everyone have a good day. Oh, no.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
You too, Brett.